bastard. Grandson Harry irritates the Queen by impersonating her in Heartfelt BBC documentary. Prince Harry was caught on camera impersonating his grandmother the Queen while shooting his part of the upcoming BBC documentary Prince Philip, the family remembers. Prince Harry is still dealing with backlash from the royals, who are reportedly less than thrilled that he compared his life in England to being a mix between The Truman Show and being in a zoo during a recent Armchair Expert podcast interview. And apparently, Harry's grandmother Queen Elizabeth II is particularly bothered. Originally commissioned to mark the Duke of Edinburgh's 100th birthday, an exclusive BBC documentary now dedicated to the late Prince Philip will show his children and grandchildren reminiscing fond memories. Interviews were filmed before and after Prince Philip's death in April and were conducted separately, with Prince Harry's tribute filmed in the US where he lives. Scheduled to air on Wednesday the 22nd of September at 9 p.m. on BBC One, the documentary has been spoiled by some lucky few who watched it before broadcast. On screen, as Prince Harry is presented with several images of his grandfather's time as a pilot, he is reminded of the Duke's passion for aircraft. An interest that Prince Philip, Harry, William and also George, Charlotte and Louis now all share together. A section in the documentary shows Harry scanning Philip's flight logs from a 1983 royal tour which took him to Geneva, Nairobi, Jakarta, and Delhi. Harry said, he was doing all the flying himself, or certainly chunks of it. When you're flying, you don't get an easy pass just for being the Duke of Edinburgh. You very much have to put in the work and prove your skill. I can just imagine my grandmother sitting in the back of a plane having a cup of tea, going through turbulence and going, "Oh Philip, what are you doing?" According to the Daily Mail, Prince Harry shared how fond he was of the relationship the Queen and her husband shared for many years. "More than anything I miss his sense of humor," Prince Harry said. "But I miss him more for my grandmother because I know how incredibly strong she was with him there. I also know she will be okay without him. The two of them together were just the most adorable couple." To me, knowing the cheekiness of him and knowing that behind what the world sees you have two individuals who were very much in love and both, from a very young age, have dedicated their lives to service. That is an incredible bond between two people. The program will feature interviews with a variety of high-profile royals including Harry and William. But the cameras also received access to Buckingham Palace to meet the Duke's long-serving staff and to capture his study, private office and library as they were during his 7 decades of public service. With special access to the Queen's private cine-film collection, this film is an unrivaled portrait of a man with a unique place in royal history, by those who knew him best, said the BBC in a statement. But it is reported that the Queen is unimpressed with Prince Harry right now. The Queen is unimpressed with Harry's latest interview and found it hurtful. It hasn't done their relationship any favors, a source tells Us Weekly, adding that Prince Charles and Prince William are livid too. It definitely hasn't helped with healing the rift, the source adds, explaining that the royals don't want to engage with Harry's comments because they feel it was thoughtless and irresponsible of Harry to once again shade the firm so soon after Prince Philip's death, while the Queen is still mourning the death of her husband. It should be noted that the Queen still has a soft spot for Harry despite the drama and is kinda annoyed with Charles. With the way things are going, Charles may never forgive Harry, which hasn't gone down well with Elizabeth, a source, who's apparently on first-name terms with the Queen, previously explained. Elizabeth is proud of William for taking the dignified approach, unlike Charles, who still hasn't forgiven Harry for dragging his name through the mud. Forgiven Harry